effect sizes, Cohen's, glasses, hedges, strength of association measures, which basically talk about the proportion of the outcome that can be attributed to the treatment effects and so forth. I will have to say that with my age, null hypothesis significance testing has paid an awful lot of my bills. But I know that there are many other kinds of things that we need to be looking at in terms of practical significance. And these effect sizes that have typically been used in psychometrics and so forth, Cohen's, et cetera, the strength of association measures. I don't know, are those the kinds of things that are being used as outcome measures for the studies, for meta-analysis? And also another bit of my research indicates that several of these, there are certain effect sizes that can be attributed to chance. And so there may be a need for something like, well, predicting in a given situation what the chance effect size would be, and then looking at the actual effect size to get a notion of the value added kinds of things. So are there any things like that or that are a part of your outcome measures?
Well, I would say not part of our outcome measures, part maybe of our analytic approaches that we're interested in. So our outcome measures are outcomes that matter to patients. So it would be, do I live or die? Am I likely to get re-hospitalized? How well will I function? What will my quality of life be? And how much pain will I have? So those are, people use words differently across different disciplines, but my outcomes are those kind of outcomes. In terms of effect sizes, I think we're open to more traditional studies, be they randomized trials or observational analyses. We talk, there's a fair amount in the methodology report about the use of adaptive trials and Bayesian approaches, so that you can begin to reduce uncertainty further and look for treatment heterogeneity and importantly reduce sample size to make the study more efficient.
Let me take one more question over here in the back.
Hi, my name's Fanta Pridithal. I'm at Temple University, but I spent several years working in, I'm right here.
Oh, good. Sorry, I couldn't see you.
Oh, yeah, probably should stand. My name's Fanta Pridithal. I'm in at Temple University now, but I spent several years working in patient-reported outcomes in the pharma industry. And I was just wondering, you have that continuum of where PCORI sort of falls in at the tail end. And I was wondering if there's an interest in your group in where clinical outcomes versus patient-reported outcomes may not.
Oh, you said that you're going to make me mad.
I thought I'd make you mad when I said I worked in pharma. So
No, that doesn't. Look, pharma are our partners. We aim to keep all the stakeholders at the table, and certainly pharma has been very interesting in terms of, they're interesting in how they watch us, but they also have a lot that's valuable to listen to as well. No, I just don't like you distinguishing clinical measures. Well, I guess you said clinical measures from patient-reported measures, so I'm not so mad. Some people like to say, tell me about the clinical measures and then tell me about the patient-centered measures, and that really gets me going because
that I should clarify. What I mean is when you have a clinical outcome, for diabetes, that's the example that comes to mind.
Right,
when
had a heart attack.
HB1Cs, but then
Yes.
And how effective the medication is versus tolerability issues that might come about from those same medications that might affect how adherent a patient is or something like that.
So, and your question is, do we have a preference for one versus the other? I think what we say is we want outcomes that matter to patients. And we say bring your patients along. We say, if you've got good survey data that explain what patients say is important in a particular a disease, build that into your application. But for goodness sakes, do not stop at some of these intermediate clinical measures and fail to include patient measures that obviously have some importance to patients. So if you're gonna miss an outcome that's important to patients, you better tell us why. Do not bring us only the so-called clinical measures.
Thank us again.